Welcome to the Healthy Habit Podcast, everybody. Episode number 240 here. I'm your host of the podcast, Dr. Dejan Matijevic from Healthy Habit Medical Center, located nice and convenient right inside Healthy Habit Health Foods at 6029 North 7th Street in Phoenix, Arizona. And we're talking with Giulia Borges today. It's been a while since we last talked to Giulia, so I'm excited for this episode. It looks like July of 2025, earlier this year, episode 199. We talked with Giulia, who currently serves as regulatory affairs scientist and education specialist at Better Being Company. Giulia received her undergraduate degree in Biomedical Science from Brigham Young University-Idaho, BYU, and her master's degree in Individualized Genomics and Health from Johns Hopkins University. Her passion for science and health has been of great impact in her life, introducing her to the fascinating realm of supplements and cosmetics. She was born in Brazil and has lived in Germany and in a few different states in the U.S. and currently resides in Utah. And Giulia speaks English, Portuguese, German, Spanish, and is even learning French right now in the process of, well, you were in July. I'm curious to hear the update on that. But welcome back, Giulia. How are you?
Hi, Dr. Dayon. Thank you. Thank you for having me. I am still taking French
How are
classes
you?
and just started Italian classes
Oh,
too.
got it.
I have, besides science, languages is my other passion. So I'm excited. Just started.
There we go. Maybe you'll learn Serbian next. That's where my background is
Oh,
my
that's
first
a
language.
whole other thing. I would love to.
Uh-huh.
That would be exciting.
It's easier to learn when you learn one language. It's easier to pick up other languages, I heard. Is that correct? Yeah.
Absolutely. It does get a lot easier for sure.
Well, I'm excited to dive into this one here for the next 25, 26 minutes or so. We're going to be covering two products. One is called Peak ATP. We're going to discuss what is that, how is it different from other energy supplements, even NADH. We do a lot of NAD therapy here at the medical center, IVs, different injections with NAD. So extremely important nutrient. We can't make energy in the body without it. So I'm excited to hear your thoughts on that today. But where do you want to start us off with?
How about we start with Peak ATP? Does that work?
Absolutely. Tell us about
Okay.
it, Peak ATP,
The
and I'll do some screen shares here as you're discussing, just so customers, if they're tuning in on YouTube, can get an idea of what this looks like so that they can look for it in the store. But yeah, go ahead. Start us off with what is Peak ATP?
Yeah, that's perfect. Before I do get into what peak ATP is, what the product is, let's talk a little bit about ATP
In general,
and how
sure.
that works. How about that? So,
Yep.
ATP is adenosine triphosphate, and it's the primary energy molecule your body uses to power almost every single cellular process that your body needs for it to function. It's going to fuel things like muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and even biochemical reactions in the cell. So essentially acting as the energy currency is what I like to call it of the body. So without enough ATP, your cells and your muscles, they can't really function properly or optimally, which can then cause fatigue or reduce strength if you're working out or you're at the
Right.
gym, for example. So supplements like Peak ATP is going to provide a very stable and bioavailable form of ATP that supports that muscle energy and blood flow and performance at the gym and while you're working out. So Peak ATP is a very clinically studied form of adenosine 5' triphosphate disodium. That's the one we use. So basically, it's the exact same energy molecule that your body makes naturally to power every cell in your body. So unlike caffeine, for example, or other stimulants that just make just make you very fatigued, peak
Right.
ATP is going to work at a very cellular level to then increase your real energy source in your muscles, and then you improve your strength, your power, your endurance. And caffeine, for example, gives you jitters. In contrary, peak ATP will not because it's a very natural source that your body already produces that we're providing in a pill form now.
Got it. And this is from the company Solaray, which was
Yeah.
established back in 1973. We're going on over 50 years here, 52 years of
Wow.
this company existing. And so, one of the number one supplement brands in the U.S. I actually had the pleasure of going to Park City, Utah, and touring the facilities there
Did
back
you?
several years ago, like 4 years ago or so. Really
You should
interesting
come
company.
again.
I want to. I want. That's definitely on the radar. So, and this is a great title for the show today: Peak Performance Unlocked, the new go-to for muscle energy. So, I'm gonna do a screen share here to pull up Peak ATP. what it looks like, and then we'll break down the ingredients and tell us then. You mentioned there's no jitters from this product. A lot of people when they're tired, they just reach for that caffeine,
Yeah.
the to get their energy hit. So can you see my screen share?
Yes, yes, I can.
Perfect. So tell us about this product and how are we getting actual adenosine 5 triphosphate disodium into this ATP? Tell us about Peak ATP. It looks like one capsule gives us 400 milligrams. What exactly is that ingredient?
So peak ATP it'll increase both the intracellular and extracellular ATP levels in the body.
Mm,
So like I said before, we're going to use adenosine 5' triphosphate disodium. So inside the muscle, the more ATP means stronger contractions and better performance. So outside the muscle, ATP helps with helping dilate blood vessels and improve blood flow, oxygen delivery, for example, and nutrient transport to the actual muscle. So that's what's going to help you have a better workout throughout your
yeah.
day. So clinical studies do show it can increase muscle mass, it can increase strength, and then even reduce fatigue during very tough training sessions. Um, we also add sodium to this formula. ATP on its own is quite unstable, but the disodium form helps to stabilize the molecule, and then sodium makes ATP more water soluble. So that's why we added those two forms of it.
Interesting. And so, how is this exactly? You mentioned it a little bit, like how it's fueling the body, what it does exactly, but what is it? How is it working in the body? What's the mechanism of action? Maybe top three ways. When someone's taking something, you want to know what is this doing in my body exactly? How is this fueling performance?
Yeah, perfect question. So ATP is being produced in the mitochondria,
Yeah.
right? Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. So when you take a product like Peak ATP, you're providing your body that natural source of ATP, but just in a pill form.
Okay.
So it's the energy that your body is going to use for it to function properly, to help your cells function properly. So it's just that currency, energy currency that your body needs. So it's going to provide all that energy for the muscles to function, for the cells to be strong, and things like that.
Why is it so important to take care of the mitochondria? You mentioned the mitochondria, which are like those energy producing factories in the body. Are they in all the cells of the body? You know, a lot
Yeah.
of it's in the heart. I know that a lot of the
Mhm.
ATP is concentrated and mitochondria are concentrated in heart muscles. But why is it so important as we age, as we move through life, to take care of the mitochondria?
Absolutely. So mitochondria, like you said, is the source that is the actual organelle in the cell that is going to produce ATP, the energy for your cells.
Uh huh.
Your heart, your brain, they have a lot of mitochondria because they require a lot of energy for it to function. The cells require a lot of energy. The
Right.
more mitochondria, the more ATP that you produce, the stronger those cells are going to be and the better they're going to function. So that's why it's so important for you to keep up with your ATP levels in your bloodstream, in your cells, so that your organs can actually function properly to its highest level. Muscles in general have a lot of mitochondria that are constantly producing ATP.
Yeah.
So muscles that are being worked out, for example, at the gym, they're being exhausted to its max, right? If you're lifting, if you're running, so they require a lot of energy. So you need to have your mitochondria at its peak performance so that it can be able to offer all that energy to the muscle so that you can perform to your max.
Thanks for breaking that down. So you mentioned the science has actually shown that this is effective. Tell us about this exact molecule, though. What does the research show? How effective can it be of taking an isolated ATP, just like this one? Does it actually have an effect? Tell us about a little bit about what the research is telling us on a
Yeah,
product like this.
absolutely. So there's been multiple human clinical trials that have shown that peak ATP does improve muscle or muscular power output and
Hmm.
lean body mass and total strength when
Wow.
combined with the resistant training. If you just take this and you don't work out, it's not going to do you anything. You have to actually be working out and putting in the effort, which is going to produce or give you that energy to perform to your max capacity. So, for example, one of this study showed that subjects that take peak ATP gain significantly more lean mass and strength compared to a placebo group after 12 weeks of resistant exercise training.
Wow.
So you do have to work out, you have to put in the effort, as with every supplement. But like I said, it is a supplement. It's going to help you perform to your max with the energy that you're providing it.
You mean you can't just sit on the couch watching Netflix and take this and you're going to
Oh,
get
wouldn't
shredded, big muscles?
wouldn't that be really nice, Dr. Dayon? It
Uh-huh.
really would, but unfortunately not.
Okay. So who would benefit then from this? We have people, customers in the store walking around. They're always listening to us here on the podcast. Who would benefit? What's the takeaway? How does somebody know, hey, I'm a candidate for this. Maybe I should try out Peak ATP.
Anyone looking for better workout performance, so athletes, weightlifters, people that are starting new at the gym and that are wanting to see results and have energy while they're working out. When you're about to start, I remember my very first day at the gym, Dr. Dayon. It was
Uh-huh.
like 5 years ago. I remember being in the locker room and being, oh my gosh, I have to do this every single day. And yeah, I've been doing it every single day. And it requires energy, it requires effort. But anybody trying to join this or have new healthy habits in their life are welcome to try taking Peak ATP.
That was smooth.
Another
That was smooth plug for healthy
Thank
habit. Nice. I
you.
like
Thank
that.
you. It came naturally. It
Uh-huh.
came naturally. Another point that I want to make
Yep.
is something that makes this product unique is that it's very clean. There's only two ingredients in it. There's peak ATP and then there's sodium. It's vegan, it's non-GMO, it's easy, it's a very natural way to support your workout routine. Actually, Dr. Dayon, during my time in the legal and in the regulatory department at Better Being, I got to see firsthand how much care and commitment goes into making sure our products are truly the best they can be. Behind the scenes, our team is spending countless hours testing every raw material and every finished product as well in the lab. So we double check every step of the way because it matters to us that when we tell a consumer that they're what they're putting in their body, they're actually getting what we're telling them. So that integrity is at heart at everything that we do.
That was my next question of why this is, because there's maybe other
Oh,
companies that have ATP, peak ATP offered or a similar type of product. This is my first time seeing a product that has actual adenosine triphosphate in it, but you just kind of clear that up with the sodium in there, so it's more stable than maybe other companies that are offering it, correct?
yes, exactly.
And the sodium in here is only 30 milligrams, folks, in one capsule. It's only 1% of your daily value. So if you're on a
Mhm.
low sodium diet or the DASH diet or have issues with high blood pressure, do you want to talk about that, Julia? This shouldn't affect that. It's only 1%, very tiny amount of sodium.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like you said, it's not even 1% of your daily value. You're good to go. It wouldn't cause you any harm.
Amazing. So lab verified, vegan, gluten free, made without soy. And again, the company's Solaray. You can even go to solaray.com. That's solar, like SOLAR, and then AY at the end.com. And what's the suggested dosage for this? How does someone know where to start? It looks like one capsule a day is the suggested.
Yes, exactly. You can take it right after the gym, or you can take it. What I would do is take it right before you work out so that you can have all the energy that you need for your workout.
Got it. All right. So, folks, if you're looking to just not rely on caffeine all the time and Red Bulls and Monsters, and maybe
Mhm.
want to look into a cutting edge formula to support physical performance, energy for exercise, and have a bioavailable form of ATP, which is the energy currency of the body, as Julia just mentioned, you might want to look into Peak ATP. Do you want to add anything else to that? The ultimate workout companion, Julia.
I love this product. It's brand new in our company. I highly recommend it, not just as a scientist, but somebody that works out consistently. I'm also a boxer. So, this is the type of supplement that I would highly recommend for anybody that is either trying to start working out or that is already working out.
And I would add one thing, like it's an actual nutrient or molecule that the body is producing for energy versus caffeine is artificial energy, I call it. You know,
Exactly.
I've taken major steps in the last 12 months to switch to more decaf, like green teas, type
Same.
like herbal tea, stuff like that. Just,
Mhm.
you don't realize that every day you're just relying on coffee, right? And then that can pour stress hormones into your blood. So this
Absolutely.
shouldn't do that. This shouldn't cause those side effects, correct, Julie? Like jitters and
Nope,
things of
not
that
at
nature.
all. Exactly. I second everything that you said.
Perfect. Plus, caffeine can also deplete other nutrients, and that's a deep rabbit hole. But
Yeah,
peak
exactly.
A
It's a diuretic. This
exactly.
won't do that. So it's good.
Peak ATP, folks, 400 milligrams per capsule. Come check us out here at Healthy Habit and ask one of our staff about Peak ATP, one of their new products here in the Solaray line, who's always on top of the research and cranking out really amazing, unique products. So we're going to switch gears now. This is similar because you need the following one to make ATP on a cellular level,
Yeah.
but NADH, tell us about NADH, and I'm going to pull that up here as well. First, we'll highlight the importance of NADH, and then we'll introduce the product, just like we did for Peak ATP.
Perfect. When I first started looking at NADH, it gives me really strong flashbacks to college and looking at the Krebs cycle.
Yeah.
It puts me right back into my biology classes. So NADH stands for nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide, and it's reduced form. So it's an active form of vitamin B3, which is niacin, that your body uses in a very cellular energy production form. So it's going to help convert the food into ATP. So different from peak ATP, that is its direct ATP form, so it's
Hmm.
energy directly. Without NADH, your mitochondria, which is, like we said, the powerhouse of the cell, it can't produce the energy efficiently. So without this, you can't even produce ATP at all. So how is NADH going to work in your body? So NADH donates electrons, a little bit of chemistry here. It's going to donate that electron in the mitochondrial electron transport chain, which is the final step in turning carbohydrates or fats and proteins into usable ATP. So
Uh-huh.
they're going to work hand in hand. So this process is going to support your cellular energy. It's going to help with more mental clarity. And unlike caffeine, like we said before, NADH can work behind the scenes to improve energy metabolism in a lot more of a natural way and in more of a cellular level than caffeine ever would. This also won't give you jitters. It doesn't directly give you energy like ATP does. This is going to help you produce more ATP, but just taking this isn't going to technically give you like the energy like drinking caffeine, if that
Right.
makes sense.
Well, nothing will like caffeine. I mean, that especially in
No,
coffee
yeah.
or espressos, things like that,
Yeah.
espresso shots. It's going to be way more potent. And when it comes to supplements, they typically need to be taken longer term or consistently on a daily basis for at least several weeks to start
Mhm.
feeling some of the benefits, right?
Yes, exactly.
One capsule will give you 10 milligrams of NADH,
Hmm.
and so you said it's a form of vitamin B3, like niacin. It's derived from
Niacin.
the niacin, correct?
Don't
Critic
worry, this isn't gonna give you any like itchiness
the
or hot
flushing.
flashes or like anything like that. Don't worry about that.
Uh-huh. And tell us then about the science of this as well, the PANMOL specifically. I'll zoom in here. If you
Mhm.
can check the ingredients. And I like how clean the formula is. It's just straight to the
Yeah.
point. It's just the NADH in there as the PANMOL, the PANMOL NADH. Tell us specifically about that registered trademark form and the research behind it.
Yeah, so there's clinical research that suggests that NADH or that PANMOL can support cognitive function and alertness and reduce fatigue. Specifically because of that, you're going to give your cells all that necessary molecule to help produce more ATP in the mitochondria. So, especially in situations of like high stress or mental workload. So, there have been studies that also show promise for supporting people with chronic fatigue and low energy. This is still a constant search and research that's being done. NADH in a pill form is still relatively new out there. So there's been a lot of studies that have been ongoing. And the more that we learn, the more that we do the research, the more we'll learn and know how it can, the specific mechanisms that it will work in the body.
Uh-huh. And just like the Peak ATP, it's gluten-free product, lab verified, same company, Solaray.
Mhm.
Again, solaray.com. You guys can follow along there. 10 milligrams per capsule. What's a typical dose for this? I know you said the research is still pretty new, but Is that
Mhm.
where someone could start? And then how would they know whether they need to increase, or maybe they should just work with their doctor on that one? How would you approach dosing for this?
All the above. I would recommend always starting with the daily dose that we provided, so the 10 milligrams, and then work with your doctor accordingly. Each person has their own unique circumstances that they need to work around. So always talk to your doctor. And even before you take this, talk to your doctor. You never know. So just make sure that he or she is aware that you're taking this.
Folks, we're talking with Giulia Borges here for episode 240. Last time we spoke with Giulia was in episode, let me pull that up real quick. We did a creatine spotlight at 199. We highlighted creatine. We did an intro to sports nutrition, how creatine works. We talked about the loading dose, and we even covered the powder, but there's also creatine chews by that company Zhou, ZHOU Nutrition. We discussed dehydration, kidney issues, side effects from that, and we even gave an intro to colostrum. So that was a really good episode as well, episode 199 of the podcast here with Giulia. And today she's been doing a great job breaking down peak ATP, mitochondria, what the science says about these products. People want to know if there's actual research to back what we're talking about here. And then even the PANMOL, PANMOL NADH, all by Solaray. We talked about why they're unique compared to other companies that might be offering the similar products. So how does somebody know if they should take both of these together or which one they should start with? How do you know what to choose from, NADH or the Peak ATP, Julia?
Great question. You can absolutely take both of them together if you would like. While peak ATP helps increase energy directly into the muscle and it's going to improve blood flow, it primarily is going to support extracellular and muscular ATP. NADH is going to work a little bit in a different way. On the other hand, it's very specifically for cellular cofactor, which means it's a molecule that helps enzymes basically do their job inside the cell. So it's going to fuel the mitochondria to produce that ATP naturally from already the food that you eat. So it'll be able to use all that energy from the food that you're currently eating. So someone might take NADH in addition to peak ATP if they want something more in the lines of a comprehensive energy support. So what I mean by that is peak ATP is going to boost muscular performance during workout, while NADH supports your cellular and mental energy. So you don't necessarily have to be lifting or working out to take NADH. When it comes to peak ATP, I do recommend that for people that are constantly working out. So you
Got
can
it.
use them together or individually, depending on the lifestyle that you have.
I agree with that explanation. Like the NADH is actually helping you to digest and assimilate nutrients as well and use it and help you in that aspect and then produce energy from that downstream.
Hmm.
Whereas the peak ATP is already the energy currency that can help the working muscles. You mentioned you should probably work out and move while you're taking products like this to help it work even better. What other lifestyle strategies would you suggest when if someone was to consider taking things like this, more movement, more fitness? What other ways can we enhance energy production and help these products work better?
Eat healthy. Eat healthy. Provide your body with the food necessary that NADH can use to fuel your mitochondria and your cells. If you're just eating donuts every day, no matter how much NADH you take, those donuts are not going to provide you with the energy that your body needs, if that makes sense.
Right.
So you do need to be eating healthy and providing your body with all the nutrients that it needs from your food sources. I would always recommend drinking plenty of water as well. Those are probably my two biggest recommendations.
Got it. And the topic of today, folks, again, is energy production. Trying to not just rely on caffeine, energy drinks, monsters, Red Bulls, and stuff, and things of that nature. We're trying to use things that have lower risk of side effects that don't affect the nerves like that. In fact, NADH might even help the nerves. There's research on B vitamins and nerve system health. We do
Absolutely.
IVs here at the clinic or B complex intramuscular injections, which have vitamin B3 in it. I would even add this could help the skin too, Julia. Do you agree on that? Like,
Yes, I do.
I take niacinamide a lot, vitamin
Mhm.
B3, because it doesn't cause the flush and it's really specific for skin. But maybe NADH could potentially help the skin. Any thoughts
I
on that?
put I put niacinamide every single day, in the morning and at night
The
on my
cream
face. This a serum
serum.
actually.
Okay, there
Yep.
you go.
Hmm.
And what is that? Just like a different company or?
Niacinamide is just a different form of the niacin, but it's not necessarily a different, well, it is from a different
Gotcha.
company.
Well,
But
Solaray does. I've taken
Solaray,
Solaray's niacinamide. They do have one as well, which is
yeah,
interesting.
well, they don't, I don't believe they have a
No
serum for
serum, no
them.
serum.
Yeah. Maybe
Capsules.
our friend Heritage Store that's also owned by Better Being could do a niacinamide serum, but for now, not yet.
Got it. Yes, they do have the capsules. The Solaray has
Oh,
niacinamide
yes.
capsules.
Hmm.
So closing in towards the end here, anything we might have missed that you think is critical that we highlight here? We covered a lot of good points here.
Absolutely. I want to make one more point real
Yeah,
quick. So, I do want to clarify the difference or what makes Solaray's NADH so special and unique.
please.
So, we use a microencapsulated NADH to protect the stability and to enhance the bioavailability
Got
of
it.
NADH. So, microencapsulating NADH is important because it is extremely unstable on its own as well. It can degrade quickly if it's exposed to light, to heat, to moisture or even oxygen, funny enough. So by microencapsulating it, the active NADH is protected during manufacturing processes and storage and even during your digestion process. So which makes that a very stable and bioavailable dose to reach your cells. So this process is also helps improve with absorption so the body can use the NADH to support your ATP production and your cellular energy.
Amazing, Julia. Great breakdown. This is the first time all year we've covered products like this. Super unique. NADH, Peak ATP by Solaray. Solaray.com. Is that a good starting point?
Absolutely, it is.
And then you can pull them up there. They have a little search bar, a little magnifying glass. Just type in there Peak ATP or NADH, or just come into the store here. Healthy Habit Health Foods. We're fully stocked up and ready to go to get you guys performing better, thinking better, and energized instead of just relying on the caffeine and energy drinks. What's a good take home? What do you want to leave us with final words of wisdom before we have you on next time?
Absolutely. So together, PKTP and NADH, they can work synergistically. PKTP is going to support your muscle power and your performance, and NADH is going to help with cellular and mental energy. Both are vegan, they're clean, they're non-stimulants, like we said, and they make a very great tool for natural performance and energy support for your body.
Always appreciate your time, Julia. Folks, head over to 199 as well. You don't want to miss that. Episode 240 today, and then 199 was last time we talked with Julia. So I look forward to our next one. Thanks, Julia.
Me too. Thank you, Dr. Dayan. Have a good one.